Sentence fragments. Have you ever fractured anything, like broken your arm or something? If something is fractured, it's broken. So this is basically like how to tell if a sentence is broken and how to fix it. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. It doesn't have to be long, but it contains a subject and a verb. Wherever the verb starts, we just call it the predicate. It's a fancy way of saying where the verb starts, but it has to have a subject and a verb to be a sentence. Here's an example. Dan attended the football game. That's a complete sentence because it contains a complete thought and contains a subject and a verb. In this sentence, the word Dan is your subject because it's who's doing the action. In this sentence, attended is your verb because it's what he did. The subject is always who did something, and the verb is what they did. If you have that, it's a sentence. Sometimes a part of the sentence may be missing. It may not be a complete thought. This is called a fragment. The girls in the front row. If someone used that as a sentence, what would be missing? What's really missing is a verb. The girls in the front row stood up, or the girls in the front row cheered, or the girls cried. You have to have somebody doing something to have a sentence. What about this one? What's missing? Ran behind the blue couch. What's missing is a subject. The subject is who actually did something. So maybe the mouse ran behind the blue couch, or she ran behind the blue couch, or a fugitive ran behind the blue couch. Whatever it is, somebody's got to do something. To have a subject, it's who's doing the action. When a group of words doesn't tell you either who did something or what they did or what happened or maybe both, we have a fragment. Maybe it seems like a sentence, like after I came to school, and you have the I and you have the came, but it still doesn't make sense. It's still missing something because it doesn't tell you what happened. That's still a fragment. A sentence fragment is only one piece of a sentence. It does not express a complete thought. It kind of seems like you're missing something. It seems like you lost your train of thought. It seems like kind of like that, kind of like a sentence fragment. All right, so you're going to correct these sentence fragments. We're going to figure out what's wrong and fix them. Sat behind me in class. What's missing? Is your subject missing, or is your verb missing? Subject. Maybe a new girl sat behind me in class. Maybe a teacher sat behind me in class. Maybe a polar bear. Whatever it is, we don't know, so we needed a subject. The bag of groceries on the kitchen table. What's missing? Is your subject missing or your verb missing? Definitely the verb. The bag of groceries on the kitchen table goes to grandmother's house, or fell to the floor and crashed, or stinks. Even if just the bag stinks, that's at least something. It changes the meaning when you change your verb. After the rain stopped. What's missing? Your subject or your verb? This one, kind of both. After the rain stopped, what? After the rain stopped, the children ran outside to play. After the rain stopped, it flooded. After the rain stopped, the sun came out. You need something doing something. Anytime you have a word like after or during or while, you're probably going to have a whole subject and verb later in the sentence for it to make sense. Although he felt sad every day. What's missing? Really, what's missing is both. Although he felt sad every day, he smiled and kept his grades up. Or, although he felt sad every day, I didn't care. Whatever it is, when you start a sentence with a word like this, you're going to have to add a whole subject and verb later. He is your subject, smiled, and kept are the verbs. Remember, you must know everything in order for it to be a complete sentence. It doesn't have to be a long sentence. The shortest sentence in the world could just be, yes, I will, or okay, or something like that. Okay implies, okay, I understand. For it to be a complete sentence, you have to have a complete thought. Did you steal that cookie? You could say, I did. That's a complete thought. I is your subject, did is your verb. You could have a really long sentence that's still not a complete thought. The other day while I was going to school, that's several sentences, but it still doesn't tell you what happened. Watch out for sentence fragments. This is part 1. If you need more, do part 2. Sentence fragments mean something is missing, so fix it.